Good morning, scientists. This is Mr. Overholt with the Winston-Salem Forsyth County School Science Department. Let's take a look at and see what the skies are telling us this morning. It is a dark and cloudy morning. A little bit of mist coming down. I think we're going to have a bit of rain this week. Going to the data at Moore Magnet Elementary School in the heart of Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools. Currently 68 degrees. Light winds are out there, 0 mile an hour on the anemometer here. 92% humidity. That's where we're getting into that close to being saturated. We're getting that misty rain that's happening right now. Not enough to be measurable yet. Our air pressure is sitting at 30.09 or 30 and 900ths of an inch of mercury, but it is steady, so it's not falling yet. I bet you by this evening this is going to drop drastically. Let's go to the journal. We see that today we have some. Ooh, my times are way off. We have that our 67 degrees is when I took this. This was at 8:22 this morning. I'm not sure how that happened. Temperature pressure is very similar to what it was yesterday. We have winds coming from the northeast, and that block is still out there. We'll have to check on that when we look at the windy, that big high pressure that's out over the Atlantic, which actually goes into Europe and actually into Russia. So we have that big block being happening out there. We have some interesting things taking place out there as well. Light winds, not raining, not measurable right now. That misty stuff that's out there is going to become measurable later on today. Mostly cloudy. We're going to say that it's completely cloudy. And we have stratus clouds, and it is warm and calm. The wind's not winds happening out there right now. Look at our current weather map. Look at all the rain that we have in the east here. And this towards the south, there's lots of that there. This right here is the fun part that we're looking at. We'll talk about that in a second. We've had this coming off. This is that low that we were watching yesterday, and it is sliding more towards the east for us. They're calling that a stationary front, so this isn't going to move. Big reason this isn't going to move is because this low is spinning here, and this high is spinning here. Those are what's pushing us through there, because those are have more energy to them than these do back here. We're looking forward to this getting through us probably this weekend, and then we'll get to have this happen here. This L that we see right here and has this yellow spot, so this is where it is more powerful right now, more severe weather. This right here was just named in the last hour or so. This is Tropical Storm Bertha. And Bertha is our second named storm in May, and that's rare. The hurricane season is when these things are supposed to start, is June 1st when it starts. The last time we had two named storms in May was 2012, and before that it was back in the mid 80s. So we're seeing that we have some rarities happening here. But we're going to watch and see what this is going to do for us today. It's a fast-moving storm. That's one kind of reasons I saw it yesterday and didn't think it was going to do much. Yet yesterday they talked about it coming up the coast and getting gone. Today it looks like it's coming closer to us out in the Triad. So here is Tropical Storm Bertha as of this morning. Right here off of Charleston, South Carolina. This is telling us that we've got northeast winds coming from at about 7 miles an hour on the anemometer. Our temperatures, let's see if we can zoom out and see where our temperature ranges are. We had that warm front that was way up here. That's part of why we are warm in the morning. We haven't had warm mornings the way we're having it right now in quite some time. Our precipitation that we're going to see here today. Light stuff happening early, and as the day goes on, it's going to get a little bit heavier. This is that tropical storm. You see that curl that's there. Actually, let's go back. That's coming to us tonight. When and how strong and exactly where we're going to see it is a little bit up for debate. We're going to watch that as the day goes on. But it looks like it's depending on which model. We'll show the models here in a minute. Um, right now, let's zoom in on our tropical storm Bertha. And so if you look at this and you think about this as a clock, and 12 o'clock is here, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock. They say that with these storms, usually between 1 and 3 o'clock is where your heaviest winds are located. So if we look at our, let's go with wind here. I'm going to hit wind gusts just to see what they're talking about. And in the purple is part there. Our wind gusts are at 56 miles an hour, and our sustained winds are probably sitting in the teens. They're in 30. Woo. So we've got some good winds that are out there. And with that, it's pushing in, grabbing moisture and throwing it into South Carolina. That's where that's going to be. So at 9 a.m. this morning, this is where we are. Let's go look at 3 o'clock today. So look at the afternoon. Here is the center of that low, and it has moved inland. As we get in here, again, we'll go to that 1 to 2 o'clock position, 20 miles an hour. So the winds are decreasing. Tropical storms decrease in their strength as they come across land. Warm water feeds them and gives them more energy. And so as soon as they hit land, they generally will decrease in the strength of their winds as they're going. Doesn't mean they don't have as much water in them. And that's where we start to see some of our issues with some flooding. So right here, I see that we're 21. So let's march ahead. I want to go to about 8 or 9 o'clock tonight, because that was the important thing. So this is the European model. The European model has us that part moving to central South Carolina. And then, so I went from 3 o'clock to 8 o'clock. Now let's go to 2 a.m. And 2 a.m. brings the center of this thing out over western North Carolina. This is us over here. So that gives us some space. Let's hit wind gusts just out of curiosity. I swear I hit wind gusts. Try one more time. There we go. Wind gusts at 30. Now let's just out of curiosity, let's hit some other models and see where we are at 2 o'clock tomorrow morning. 2 o'clock tomorrow morning, according to the GFS, is gone. According to the North America model, the NAM, it is up into West Virginia. So according to the North American model, let's go back to 8 o'clock because I think that was our point there. Our center is on Charlotte, and so our wind gusts over us here in Winston are looking at 40 miles an hour wind gusts. It's kind of strong, and 19 mile an hour sustained winds. So this could be windy tonight. This is at 8 o'clock tonight, right when kids are getting ready to go to bed. It could be rumbling and some thunder and some lightning out there. So GFS had it gone. European had it further to the west. So we're kind of see who's more accurate. When I say we got to watch this, and that's why, because we're fluctuating from being out here towards the mountains to being nowhere with the GFS and being right about in the center with North American model. Let's look at the GFS and march it from say 3 o'clock. Let's march it from take that right now. So we got our low right here. That's accurate because that is. And so I'm going to go to about 1 o'clock, and it's got over Florence. And then to 8 o'clock, and watch where it goes. So it's got it on us at 8 o'clock. It isn't gone, but it's there. But it is it's quite light for us. So we're looking at being here, being no different from what the storm we had last week. So I think we're going to be all right if we follow the GFS. The North American model is the one it is. Oftentimes, because it only goes out 3 days, they often say that one's one of the more accurate, but you just can't go long range with predictions with it. But it looks like for us, North American model, our winds are going to pick up early evening, 6, 7 o'clock, and then ramp it up and then be out of our way by 11 o'clock, by midnight. We should be calmed down again. So be on the lookout for that. That is Bertha. She's going to be fast and moving. All right, so keep on the lookout for this tropical storm Bertha. Stay safe tonight. Watch the skies. Keep watching on the windy, looking at your weather stations and see what's out there. The weather station for Moore is a good one. It's right in the center of where it is. If you're ever curious as to what weather stations are closer to you, put a message to me. You can see me on Twitter at SciCoachOV, or you can find me through email on the Science Department website at WSFCS /science. All right. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Stay healthy.